Hey guys, and welcome to Experimental Reality. I'm Josh. I'm here today with Cheyenne
What's up?
and Luca Pook.
It's your boys' last day live.
Yeah, we're all. It's like a boy band. We're all splitting
No, next
up.
week I'll be dead.
I was about to be like, what do you mean live? Like, we're not even live right now.
No, that's true. That's a good point.
All in person in the same room.
Yeah. Yep.
We're gonna be splitting up.
Because
Going
your
our
boy
own
is
ways.
going back to college.
We're all going back to college.
Well, yeah, but
yeah.
you guys just don't have to go very far.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Cheyenne,
I still have to go quite a ways.
That's a good point.
Cheyenne could literally yeet me to my college. Like,
Yeah.
just pick me up and.
Maybe.
I'm there.
I mean,
He doesn't
not
have pencil
that
arms,
strong.
so
I'm pretty light. That was the point I was making.
oh, okay.
Anyway.
Gotcha.
so
What?
yeah, I don't know.
Oh, that's right. You usually do the schedule.
I usually do the schedule, and my phone is having issues, and
I
sent
got
them.
it.
I have it
sent them
literally pulled up.
the itinerary for this week, and I'm lost. I got nothing.
You do the first four. I'll do the
I'm
last
adrift.
three.
How am I supposed to?
At least you did your
produce now?
job.
I did.
You just had technical difficulties.
Yeah, I just realized like I was on 3% battery. I'm like, my phone's not gonna make it. Send.
So we got week in review first. Week in review. Well, I got like 2 weeks in review because I haven't been here for a while.
Has it been 2 weeks or 3 weeks? 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
This is the third week.
Last week we
But
had
you're here.
Jacob and Carter
So,
on.
yeah.
Yeah, and the week before that, because Jacob and Carter replaced me, because it takes two people to replace me. It takes two people to do the job of
Well,
Josh.
no, we sold you to Jason, but
Yeah.
you
Oh,
managed to escape.
I
So now
see.
he's going to be a little upset.
Yeah.
He might ask for a refund.
Oof. How much did he pay for me?
2 people.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I
and a
gotcha.
Kit Kat.
And
I got a
kid-
Kit Kat out of it.
I wanted a Kit Kat.
You didn't negotiate for one.
Okay, whatever. I'm a little bit salty.
When you're doing
Oh, yeah,
slave
it's gonna be
negotiations,
this
you always gotta see what kind of add-ons you can get.
Because, slave isn't enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
Slave and Kit Kat.
So we have Jacob.
Just saying. I love Kit Kats.
Actually, if Jason does come after me, we'll just have to put him in stasis suit in the basement. That'll be
Yeah.
fine. We'll
That'll
be fine.
So we can review. Yeah, go ahead. You have 2, so
I can't actually think about what had happened in the last couple
why weren't
weeks.
you here last week?
Oh, I was in Minnesota.
Doing?
Stuff.
He was doing
Wow,
drug
thanks
deals.
for the incredibly descriptive thing. You went to a Twins game, right?
Went to a Twins game.
You went to a Lynx game?
I did not go to the Lynx game. My parents went to the Lynx game, and then my sister ended up taking my spot because
Oh.
she wanted to go way more than me.
Fair enough.
And it's WNBA, so hey,
Hey, equal pay,
equal pay.
but not really.
So that's what I was doing last week. I don't know, this week I worked a lot. I don't know. Played. Was this the week? This last week was the one where
Yes.
we did Secret Hitler.
Yeah, we played
yeah.
Secret Hitler,
which is
is a game where you sit around a table and yell fascist at each other a lot.
yeah. Everyone you're like fascist. No, you're a fascist.
Is that-
No, you're a liberal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, you want to be a liberal.
you want to be a liberal, but
There's a big group of 10 people, and some of you are bad guys, and the goal of the game is to figure out who the bad guys are before they accomplish their goal. It's a lot of fun. So we had a lot of fun playing board games on Tuesday.
I
should have
wasn't
done it earlier in the
invited.
summer. You were literally at work.
I still wasn't invited.
I mean,
Would you like me to invite you to more stuff I
No,
know you
'cause-
can't come to?
Because that's a waste of time.
Hey, you want to come to SmackDown on Tuesday?
Are you actually going?
No.
Okay, well then, probably not.
Okay. Cool. That was good. What else did you do?
more making plans on the pod.
No,
Yeah,
more
we
of not
denied,
making
we
plans,
denied plans.
Knowing
on the
exactly what we're
podcast.
not doing in the podcast.
Yeah. What else did you do?
I worked out like every day. We went to wrestling on Friday.
Yep.
We'll get to that later.
We'll talk about that
Actually,
down the road.
this last week was like most weeks. So I was talking to my mom, and she's like, "You're never home." I was like, "Well, yeah, that's fair." Because I mean, of the 5 work days in the week, I'm usually out of the house probably about 4 to 5 days of the week. Last week though, I was home 3 of the 5 days. The only days I was out was Tuesday and Friday. So last week was actually a pretty slow week, which was fine because I hadn't really had any time home for like 3 weeks before that. I'd been out pretty much all the time. I was getting burned out. Like, that's just the way it is. Week before, I'm trying to think. That was 2 weeks ago, and that was just too long ago for me to remember what went on. But I was gone pretty much all that week, out doing stuff. I get home at like 10 o'clock and go to bed right away, you know?
I usually don't do anything after work. So by the time something actually comes up, I'm like, I'm starved for social interaction. Let's do a thing.
Yeah. Oh, I started a band. Stock Photo is our band name.
Stock
Nice.
photo.
Yeah, we.
Are you guys gonna use like stock photos as your?
Yeah, we're gonna
I will
like
design album covers for you
Yeah.
because I love designing album covers.
our.
This is the one.
Okay,
This is the one
sorry.
graphic design passion I have.
If you're not watching the podcast, if you're listening, I just gave Luke a complete look of betrayal.
These guys had
because
like a 3-second stare down quick.
Yeah.
I am the graphic designer.
I like making
Literally.
album covers though.
Literally
That's the one graphic design passion I have. Is I like making album covers. I have no musical talent. Love making album covers.
Didn't you play percussion?
I have no musical talent. I mean, percussion is rhythm. I have rhythm
Yeah.
still, but that's about it. So anyway,
So yeah. So on Saturday, instead of recording the podcast, these guys were playing D&D, and I was jamming out,
right.
making music, or at least sounds that had some resemblance to
Yeah, how'd that
music.
go?
It actually was way better than I thought it would.
Do you
go.
guys
Okay.
need a lead singer?
I'm the lead singer.
Oh, I was gonna suggest.
So they need
Jacob.
a lead singer.
I was gonna suggest Jacob.
It's true. Jacob has incredible vocal
Yeah.
range.
Shout out to Jacob. Like
Jacob.
very impressive.
Your vocal range, it's impressive. I can't sing to save my life. Cheyenne knows.
Yeah, I can hit low notes. I might be able to do like
I
screamo
hit
or
a
metal.
note. I hit a single note once.
It was on a piece of paper, and he was hitting
I
it
was
with
just
his
punching it.
instrument. he
Yeah,
got upset.
percussion.
What else did you do? Anything else?
So a stock photo is jamming out.
Yeah. So back to the photos, the album covers. I think we're just gonna do like the most generic like stock photo that we can make, like of ourselves or something, like our posters and everything. Just like making them look super generic.
Just take a stock photo. Just find a stock photo, and then just cut the faces out and put yours on, like really, really shoddily, so it looks like you just took the faces out and put yours in.
Just like make it obvious.
Boom.
Yeah.
Distracted boyfriend me. It's the distracted boyfriend. meme.
Yes,
It's just
yes.
it's just 3 band members.
Yes.
How many people are in your band?
4 of us.
Well, who you got
Well,
to pick the odd
then,
person out.
Yeah. Just leave somebody out. Who would you leave out?
I don't want to say because they all listen to the podcast.
Himself.
Myself.
He would,
Yeah,
he
no,
would
I
take
will-
the ball.
I will-
How selfless.
I'll
Just
take-
know it's
yes.
one of you 3. Figure it out. Nice. So you got a band going. That's really cool.
It's more.
When's
of just
your first gig?
I don't know. It's more of just a casual thing.
You guys want to play the All Americans theme music? Live, play me out to the ring. That'd be kind of sick, actually. The only wrestler with live music.
I mean, yeah, but live bands are kind of overrated, to be honest.
That's true. That's a good point.
Like,
There's a
it's
whole-
cool, but like,
There was a whole argument in our Discord a couple weeks back about live music. So if you're not part of our Discord, now's a good
Get
time to
In there
join.
and argue with us.
Yes.
Okay.
We know we're wrong on some stuff. Tell us what stuff.
probably the only non-overrated live band is a mariachi band. Like, if you
true.
stroll up and there's a mariachi band that plays you in, you just win. You just win
Absolutely.
life.
You know what? What I forgot to do this week?
Buy a mariachi band.
Buy
No.
maracas.
No.
File your taxes.
We're gonna give a shout out on Twitter.
It's a little late for that, isn't it?
I don't know. I just cashed my refund check like this week. Then I bought $200 pair of headphones. I have no impulse control.
We were doing that shout out thing on Twitter to our fans, right?
Oh yeah.
We got 2 people.
Should we people competing
should
for
we-
the fan of the week?
Should we do both or should we flip a
No,
coin?
we have to pick.
All
You have
right.
to flip a coin.
No.
Anybody got a D2?
Okay, actually I have
I have a-
D2 is
I have
literally
a
coin
D1. It's
box.
just
Oh,
a
there
ball
you go.
that says I'm the DM
Alright, so-
on it.
So the 2 people who retweeted were
That was a really crappy
Jacob
Jacob-
Schlenkert and Aaron, right?
and Aaron.
Wow, I'm so good. Jacob, your heads. It's tails.
Tails.
I'm sorry,
Aaron.
Jacob.
So
I'll bring
Aaron,
you Dempsey's to make up
you
for it.
are our fan of the week.
Aaron, you are the fan of the week. You were a great fan this week. We know you listen to the podcast.
I feel like we should like have like a plaque with their name.
It's made of construction paper. We're
Yeah, like
very low
just
budget.
just really low budget and just hang it here
Well,
when they're the fan of the week.
what I was gonna do is they're gonna get their like Twitter pinned on our Twitter page for a
Oh,
week.
okay.
Okay.
I think we should find some picture of them and just plaster it on the TV.
What if it's someone we don't? What if it's just someone who's a fan from Switzerland?
That's fine.
Then we put them up there for a week.
but like,
They can send us a picture
but
of
the
themselves.
fact that this is like not cropped like a normal photo would be, it'd just be super stretched and distorted.
If you want your distorted face stretched out behind us in the video recap, please retweet our next fan of the week post.
Yeah. So, and if you haven't followed us on Twitter, we
Go
are.
ahead and do that.
Yep. Experimental Reality Podcast at Pod.
Sorry, at
Oh,
ER
they got
Pod.
changed. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, at ER Pod. That's us.
Changed a long time ago now.
Yeah, I know. But
Like episode 5 or something. I changed it because I was like, experimental RE1 is not really that catchy.
No. So at ER Pod, follow us, retweet everything we've ever posted.
or
everything.
don't. I mean, it's your choice.
Just retweet everything.
No, they don't have a choice.
Oh, okay.
If you are an experimental reality fan, you have to your Twitter page needs to look exactly identical to ours.
And just redirect everything you post. Redirects to. Anyway,
theirs doesn't have to look exactly like sometimes they can tweet out their own saying, "Hey, go listen to."
Yeah.
do you ever see
yeah.
those like fake celebrity pages that like just post the same thing that the celebrities post?
No.
I've seen a couple that are like they have the same picture, the same description,
Mm-hmm.
different handle, but it's like a 1 instead of an L or
Yep.
something, and then they post the same thing the celebrity posts.
Probably
every
just to
time.
try and get like popularity.
But for what?
To get like ad revenue, like on Instagram, that
fair
can
enough.
happen.
Okay. Well, hey, how was your week, Cheyenne? We're still in the middle of this segment, I think.
Yeah, we are. What did I do this? I worked on a table instead of
That's true.
streaming. So if you guys watch my stream normally, I'm sorry I wasn't streaming, but I was working on a table that looks really cool. We'll get a picture up on Twitter.
I
I'll
also
send
worked
you
on the
one
table.
or
I just
something.
like to clarify that.
Yeah, he helped.
A little
It's
bit.
a super dope table, can I just say?
I mean, you can say that
say
as
that if
many
you want.
times as you want.
It's a super dope table.
It's got my name burned.
It has
on the
outlets
bed,
like in the middle of the table.
Yeah.
It's great.
It's got RGB lighting and like faux leather, like
Oh, and an
map
audio
area,
hookup.
audio hookup. But Jacob and Carter and Luke, my mom, my dad, all helped on it.
Squad.
I don't know.
I never helped.
I don't think
on
there's
Josh
anybody
never
else.
helped.
No.
No.
Josh just came in and like looked at it.
it. And rubbed
yesterday.
it
Yeah,
a bit.
yeah,
Stroked the table.
yeah. He was very
Phrasing.
strange. Well, he came in. Are those your band members?
Those are 2 of them.
Okay, yeah, because Aaron was one of them.
Aaron's one
and
of
like
them.
you guys
Aaron's
just
in the
came
band.
downstairs, and I thought it was just gonna be you, and all of a sudden I'm like, what the heck?
What does Aaron do in the band?
Guitar.
Guitar. All right. So
he looks like the guy that would type the
Fan of the
type
week,
of guy
guitarist.
who would
In
play a
stock
guitar.
Aaron the guitarist from a stock photo.
Yep.
Yeah.
But otherwise, what else did I do this week? I worked. Last week was my last full-time week at my job, and that'll be cut down to part-time hours, working 30 hours a week
Part time.
and going to school. So
It's half of what I was
Josh,
working before.
That was your last week of work too, right?
Yep.
that's a little too real.
That was my last week of work as well. So,
Yeah.
but I have actually accepted a position, the same company next summer, $4 raise. It's gonna be great.
Is that a different position, or is it
It's
like
a different position.
Okay. Oh, because yours this year was an internship.
Right. This year, well, next year will be a different internship as well.
Oh, it will be.
But
It's just
yeah,
that
it's a
different.
better internship.
Are you going full engineer next year?
Yes. Yep.
Dope.
Yeah, this year I kind of split time between departments, but next year, full engineering, company I love, people I love,
Dude, I miss working
money
there.
I love.
I used to work where Luke worked, and then I got a higher paying job, as well as they pay for
And they
my
pay for
college.
his college. That's the real thing.
Ooh,
Elsewhere,
that'd be nice.
literally up the hill. Like,
Yeah.
I walked
We
down.
eat like that's how we eat lunch together every day.
Yeah, because our businesses are next door. So I
We
love.
walk across
I,
the street and get tea all of the time.
I miss working where he works, but I can't complain about my new job either. Like, I like the guys I work with. So
It's really hard to like drop pay when you're like you're sitting
Yeah.
really good at good pay. That's what's nice. You got like a raise and everything too, so
$4.
that's exciting. Happy for you, bud.
It's okay, bud.
Yeah, I technically got a pay decrease because I went to part time, but it's fine.
It's cold.
and I'm only getting paid less because I'm working fewer hours. I get paid the same. Actually, I just got a raise. So
Nice.
You get paid the same hourly.
I get paid the same hourly. So
Yeah, you just don't make as much.
I got my 6-month review after being there for 7 months,
Did they fire you?
Nice.
and they didn't fire me. They gave me a raise.
Oh, that's a
Nice.
good start.
So I don't know how much the raise is yet. They just told me I got a raise.
I had my 3-month
cent.
review, and I got a 25-cent raise.
Ooh. Well, you haven't broken anything yet. Raise.
Yep.
Yeah. So I finished my work week.
Whoa! I wasn't done. Now I'm
Apologies.
done.
Okay, thank you. I finished working. Cleaned up my desk and everything. It was kind of sad, but I'll be back next summer, so it's like whatever. And then I went camping. On Saturday, I went camping, and it stormed really bad. I don't know if it stormed here.
Yeah.
It stormed really bad, and we found out a new trailer leaks the hard way.
Nice.
So
Oh yeah, I forgot. I completely forgot when like the storm hit. I was like, wow, this is a really pretty storm. There's like bolts of lightning like staying in the sky for like a whole like second and a half. Like we're just out at the end of the driveway watching it. And I completely forgot that you were camping.
yeah, it was an adventure.
Oh,
We found out our trailer leaks the hard way, so now there's water on my pillow. That's fun.
at least your trailer didn't burn down. I had a coworker. He had their like RV out or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and it leaked apparently. And then water got under their bed, and there was
Like a fuse box or something.
yeah, and that like sparked and started on fire underneath their bed.
Oh,
They put it out, but like
you know,
it was
some
just
people
really
like
scary.
it warm at night.
I do.
Probably not that
Also,
warm.
the dog stole like half of my bed.
Nice.
It was an air
happens
mattress to begin with.
with dogs.
Yeah.
But your dog's pretty small though.
Yeah, she wasn't moving.
Jeez.
She growled at me when I tried to move her.
Oh,
It's like, all right, mutt.
speaking of water damage and starting a fire, one of our golf carts, the radio started on fire and like
Yeah.
melted through the front of it.
It's-
Quit playing with the fly, Josh. Just leave it be.
The fly keeps on landing on the
What
mic.
if the fly
and it
said something
bothers me.
offensive on the podcast?
I don't know. There's
Okay.
nothing we can do.
Yeah. So if you guys didn't know, Cheyenne owns his own golf course in his
I
backyard.
don't own my own golf course.
Technically,
My
his parents
family
own it.
made a golf course
In his
through
backyard.
hard work.
And dedication.
Yes.
You still have a backyard golf course.
Technically, it wraps around from the front yard to the backyard.
You still have a golf course in your yard.
So
It's not in the yard. It's the majority of the yard.
so let's
His
do
golf course, his yard is his golf course.
It's not my golf course.
What do you have to say? And now for soccer talk.
soccer talk. Premier League season started. Arsenal
And
2
that's
wins,
been
2
soccer
games.
talk.
Let's go.
Oh,
Wow. You actually got it all out, I think.
did you guys do soccer talk last week?
No,
No.
I didn't.
Because I wasn't here. That would be why.
I forgot about it, to be
Yeah.
honest.
I can't. I'm not allowed to start my own soccer talk.
Wait,
so.
didn't you have something from like soccer talk from like 3 weeks ago that you like had been saving up for 2 weeks, or was it that?
No, something else.
Did you just...
Someday.
Well, anyways, did you do anything else?
Yeah, that was basically my week. Quick week preview, I guess. Josh, you start school on Wednesday.
yeah.
Okay. You start school next week.
Next week, yeah.
Okay. And then I move out to college on Saturday, so
I think I
I'm
start.
not going to be here next week. So these two will have to figure out how to replace me.
Or we
It's
can
not
just
hard.
voice chat.
I'll be moving. on
Oh,
Saturday.
that's true.
We could record Sunday, I suppose,
Yeah.
like we're doing
Like,
this week.
yeah.
We'll figure it out.
But
But you guys can feel free to replace me if you need to.
what
Well,
was I
okay.
about to say?
So the plan is once Luke moves off to college, is we're all gonna like record separately and then
Splice it
Probably
back together.
splice the audio.
yeah.
Yeah, and there's if you know
had,
of any
like, some-
software, something that would make our lives easier, please let us know.
Didn't you have a program?
I had an idea, yeah. I haven't looked into it too
An
much.
idea?
It's
Oh,
still,
okay.
Smacking around in the back of my empty head
Well,
somewhere.
All right. Let's
Okay.
let's talk about this later.
Yeah,
on.
we'll talk about this. Making plans in the podcast.
Yeah.
All right, what's next on the schedule? I made it, but I forgot.
Sioux Falls wrestling trip.
Yeah, so Friday night, Friday afternoon, really, the three of us took off from work early.
I didn't.
You didn't have work. You took off from work early?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we got in a car. We were going to go with more people, and then they all canceled last minute, so that was great.
Well, there were two other people.
Two other people.
But yeah.
Well, that's like almost half the group.
I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not like. Never mind.
Well,
Anyway.
how many people were in the chat initially that were like interested?
5.
Oh, is it only 5?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was just the three of us. And
I
then your
think
brother and
Jacob
Carter.
was Jacob kind of interested.
I don't think he wanted to take off work.
Oh, okay, that's what it was. He probably was in the group, but he didn't.
Yeah.
He didn't
Anyway.
care enough.
Yeah, so, which is too bad because we went down, it was like outdoors, and we just sat outside like the parking lot of like a club where they had the ring set up and everything, and I had a lot of fun. How about you guys?
Full disclosure, I did not have high expectations, and I really, really enjoyed it. So
Hey, that's good, as long as you really enjoyed it. Instead of being
Yeah.
like, full disclosure, I expected a lot and it sucked.
yeah, no, it was like I was like, okay, this will be fun. Like I'll just chill with Luke.
You
and
just really
Cheyenne.
wanted to hang out with
I
us.
was just like, yeah, it'd be fun to kind of just go to Sioux Falls. Like I was like there for the adventure,
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, yeah, wrestling. I'll try it out. You gotta try new things,
Mm-hmm.
and it took me a little bit to get into, but as soon once I got into it, It was great. I liked it.
It's really fun.
Probably my biggest thing is like I didn't not like that it was outdoors, like it was cool, but I liked the setting that it was in the first time I went with you.
Okay.
Whereas like inside, and like it was dark everywhere else except for the ring was lit up and stuff. It just made it a little bit more like
It's
cinematic.
Definitely. I've been to matches in tons of different environments, and that being outside is definitely different.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little more
It's
almost
just
want to say realish.
it's just a gladiator match.
Yeah. And because they'll spill outside the ring and they'll be brawling like next to you, and you'll be like, "Hello."
Probably like my biggest thing, like that like I had a moment where I like worried about someone taking like a really hard spill was when they got thrown out, and like it was like the ground was pavement, and I don't know why like it was in my head like different than just like a hard concrete floor inside of a building, but like someone like tumbled off like just to the right side of the ring and like dropped, and I'm like, ooh, like that must have hurt.
I mean, not gonna lie, it still does.
Yeah. But like it just felt like there was a big difference, and there actually probably was.
Say there's some hits in there. I was like, oh, that like I mean I know they're acting, but like even still that's gotta
Can't fake
hurt.
everything.
There was one where a dude was in a corner, and the dude came in with like some kind of kick at his like head, and legit looked like, because it was like coming straight at us, and legit just looked like it like nailed his head and just came through, and I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, here's the thing. Accidents do happen in the ring. You're, you know, a lot of the time you're flying 100 miles an hour, and, you know, the difference between kicking someone in the face and making it look like you kick someone in the face is an inch or two.
Say there's a couple punches or kicks that were like pretty obvious that they missed by like half a foot. It's like that was not. But yeah,
but it's like if an actor flubbing their line into play, you're just like, yeah, whatever, move on.
I mean, but usually most of the time they were good, especially towards the end.
Yeah.
The amount of like off the top ropes that happened towards like the last two matches was like insane.
Yeah.
Like they like climb up, jump, and I'm like, ooh, that must have hurt. And then they go right back for another one, and I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah, it's cool. And the nice thing is, I actually trained at this promotions school for a bit. So I know a lot of the wrestlers there. I've gone to plenty of the shows. And one of the guys who I trained with, he was like my training best friend, you know? Like we would always stick together in training and whatever. I got to watch him win his first ever championship last night, or Friday night.
That was his first?
That was his first ever championship.
Okay, those two guys were what, like maybe 20s? How old were those?
I mean, the younger guy's like my age.
Yeah.
The other guy's like 30.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, he does not look that old though. But they're both like smaller dudes, and the guys that are taking over are actually
they're like
big.
the big, like 6'4" jacked guys.
Yeah. I was like, oh, these guys are getting crushed, but they held their own
They had
weight.
a really good underdog story going.
Yeah.
And it was really fun.
And then there was that one time where your friend got his shirt ripped off, and they got like purple nurples random on the match. It's like, oh, like
yeah, that was.
there's always
brutal.
some. Yeah.
There was one moment where Luke's training buddy was like laying down, like had just like gotten like beat down and was like laying there, and his tag team partner like jumped in and like hit a dude down, and then like yelled over to him. He's like, "You ready?" And he's like, "No," and then just grabbed him and threw him into the guy.
Was that when they spun him, or was that
No,
No, when they
just
you
chucked him?
ready? No.
Boom.
There's another
Sorry if you have to
time.
edit that. That was loud.
There's another time where his big buddy took the smaller guy, Luke's friend, and just spun him around and like
he used
knocked
him on
the
his
guy-
shoulders as like a weapon.
Yeah, it was
It's
great.
hilarious. But yeah, they managed to overcome and win, and it was a really cool moment. I was really happy for him. Mm-hmm. Someday I'll get my first championship, and I'll show it on the podcast.
Someday.
I mean, you've only wrestled 2 matches, and your first one was like 10 seconds long.
Yeah.
So,
I'm learning.
Did you lose your first one?
No, I won.
have you
okay.
you won
Won
your first
one, lost one. The second one was like 10-minute.
Mm-hmm.
It was.
Full match.
I mean, it was a pretty good match if you ask me.
I haven't watched it. I mean,
I haven't watched it
I saw
either.
your first one.
Yeah.
Your two best friends haven't watched your wrestling.
Thanks, guys. You know who does watch all my wrestling? Jacob Schlinkert, my new best friend.
Oh.
Putting my arm around him even though he's not here.
Why don't you start a podcast with him?
Maybe I will. We'll have 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways,
spin-off podcast.
Great. I've got 2 podcasts now. That was fast.
branching out.
Jacob, if you're listening, we've got a podcast now.
Really?
So,
Don't you just like it when your friends volunteer you for stuff?
yeah.
Well, next up would be back to school memories.
Oh boy, yeah. So the three of us are all heading back to school in the next week and a half here. So I figured it'd be fun to just kind of go like, you have any good back to school stories or memories, or what you can just talk about the upcoming school year too. I don't.
Probably my most memorable like back to school like story probably was between my junior and senior year in high school, because in my junior year I was like 5'2", like I was short, my voice was like high pitched and everything, and then between junior and senior year I grew like almost an entire foot and my voice dropped, and so I just walked in and was like a foot taller than I was before, and like looking down on people that I used to like look up to, and it was just such a bizarre change.
So
it just like it was weird.
Cheyenne hits puberty in 3 months.
But that was that's the only one I can think of right now.
That's a good one.
I mean, there was when I came back from China after being gone for over a year, and same
Everyone
thing happened
forgot about
there
you.
when I was in China, 7th grade. My voice dropped. I grew like a foot, and like, yeah, it'd been a year, so I came back and was like, "Hey, everyone!" They're like, "Whoa, it's Josh."
Mm-hmm.
What are they feeding you in China?
Yeah.
I don't think I ever grew a ton over the course of one summer.
No, you were
It's just, I just kept climbing. Yeah.
Mind you, this is like 4th grade right here.
Yeah. I just kept going. But unlike my little brother, who is my height,
Isn't he taller than you?
no, not yet.
Oh,
half
not
an
yet.
inch.
Oh,
Holding on to that half inch.
He is a beast, though.
He's my height. He's 6'4", and like same weight as me roughly, and he is 14 years old, going into his freshman year of high school. So
he's
that'll
going
be
into high school now.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah. It's crazy.
Wow.
He's going to high school. My other brother's going into middle school.
My
Gonna be
That's
7th grader.
bizarre.
Noah.
Yep,
Yeah,
7th
he's-
grader.
yeah.
He's a little baby, though.
He's-
Oh no.
Yeah, Abby's gonna be
Like,
a junior. He's
I
starting
mean
going
that
to
in like
prom
the
this
most
year.
innocent way.
I know, it's crazy.
So you're gonna have a story for when prom rolls around.
Yeah, well, the time I shot a kid.
My sister's gonna be a
It was
freshman.
with a
this year.
paintball gun,
That's
so it was
terrifying.
fine.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
but it still hurt. Ruined his suit. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know if I have any other good back to school stories. I'm kind of excited to go back to school though. How about you guys?
Yeah.
I mean, mine's not that much of a change. Like I'm kind of excited, but
That's
like
true.
at the same time,
just
it's like
something else to do.
yeah, it's just like a second job that I'm
That's fair.
paying for rather
Yeah.
than getting paid for.
True.
Like,
Don't worry. Once you get your certifications in this new job, you
Yeah.
get paid way more.
oh, another like back to school story was last year when I moved into my dorm for the first semester. I had a really great time because I brought like an actual table for my dorm, and I had a single dorm. So me and my mom moved everything in. I was able to like set up my room like really, really cool. Had like bought like carpet to like cover the entire tile floor. So I then had carpet, and it was probably the first time that I ever like made a room truly my own.
Oh, sure.
And it was just really, really fun.
You had I saw pictures of your room in SDSU. It looked dope.
Mm-hmm. It was probably like, honestly, like probably the best looking dorm on campus, just because like the
You've
way
never
that it's
seen
set
some
up.
girls' dorms.
I have. Like okay, they're girls' dorms. Like, well, I had a bunch of girlfriends freshman year,
Not saying anything.
but like they're cool. They're well decorated, but they feel congested because there's two
They're
of them, and
almost
because
over-decorated?
because they have so much stuff. Mine
fair.
felt like a living space,
Bachelor pad.
Yeah,
Bachelor
like,
pad.
and like I legit had like I was streaming first semester, and I had a group of 3 drunk college kids knock on my door midstream, and then I'm like 1 second muted my mic because I was still streaming, and turned, and they had opened the door and were standing there, and they're like, "Whoa, are you a YouTuber?" And I'm like, "No." And they're like, "What's with the setup then?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm a streamer." And they're like, "Are you famous?" And I'm like, "No, but can you leave, please?"
He's kind of famous. He's
Like-
a little bit famous.
Like, and I didn't want to like outright tell them to leave, so I was like just trying to like get done with the conversation so that they could leave. And like 2 minutes into the conversation, they're like, yeah, no, this isn't the room we're looking for. And I'm like in my head going,
Yes,
yeah,
I'm well aware.
I know that. And then they're like standing there talking amongst themselves like, where do you think the room is that we're supposed to go? And I'm like, not this one. Go. Leave,
Elsewhere.
please. But that was fun.
You didn't want to join them to play some like drunk Minecraft or something?
No.
I just appreciate your drunk fan club. They're like, yeah, this guy's they're probably talking amongst themselves like he's probably famous and just doesn't want to admit it.
I heard them like when they like left, they shut the door and I immediately like got up, locked it, and I like heard them like talking down the hallway and it's like, you know, that room wasn't the one we were supposed to go to, but that was cool. And I'm just like, cool, thanks. Don't come back.
When the most exciting thing about Cheyenne is his room.
Hey, this is cool.
Hey, designers, they know how to design stuff.
It's true. My dorm room, my decoration style is pretty Spartan. I have like a chair. I don't put a carpet in there. I have a map of Europe with all the soccer clubs mapped onto it because obviously I'm a
Nerd.
huge soccer fan.
No,
Josh, do you have Star Wars posters in your room?
Sports
I
fan.
do actually.
Wow!
I don't have any
I'm
Star Wars
pretending
stuff
like I
in
didn't
my
know that.
room.
I've been in your room lots of times, so I knew that.
I don't have any Star Wars stuff in my room or nerdy stuff. Don't look over there.
Don't ignore that.
Also, don't acknowledge these figures that are over here on this
You can't
table.
actually see them.
Yeah, you can't, but
Don't
Josh is
acknowledge
gonna.
Josh is outing you. You killed.
Josh is just knocking everything over.
That was my water bottle.
Quit playing with the toys, Josh. You
Yeah, I
lost
want my
your
backup
privilege.
water bottle back. That's not my water bottle.
Then why did you tell me?
I thought that you knocked over mine.
Okay, anyways.
Yes. Boy, that really doesn't work unless you have visual cues.
Any other? That's just a mess. An audio mess.
This whole show is a mess, guys.
Facts.
Hey, but we made it to episode 11.
Oh, that's right. This is
Somehow.
episode 11.
Yep.
Any other good back to school stories?
Oh, on the topic of episode 11, how upset were you when you found out that you were going to be gone for episode 10?
I'm pretty upset. I was like, this is like a milestone. It's a milestone for our podcast.
I have an idea
that I
for
was
episode
missing.
100 already, but
That's a ways down the road.
yeah, I know it's like 2 years.
Yeah.
We got this.
But any other back to school memories that you thought of?
Yeah, I mean, when I was moving into my dorm last year, so last year was my first year in a dorm. I was like moving in on campus. My parents were with me. I was dead set. I knew which room I was in, and I was wrong. But I was like 100% sure I knew what room I was in, so I went up there, and it just wasn't my room. It had like Jake and Sam on the door, and I was like, well, that's not it. So I went back downstairs, and the people who told me all along that my room was like 433, like, I was like, hey, wasn't my room. They're like, yeah, we know. I was like, I'm so good at college.
Hey, at least you didn't like start moving your stuff in.
Start moving my stuff in.
And then there are like two people show up later and they're just like,
excuse me?
who are you? And why are you in our dorm?
Yeah. Me and my first semester roommate didn't get along super well, but we survived, and then I switched over Christmas break, and it was the best decision I ever made.
Mm-hmm.
So now I live with Jacob, the other Jacob,
Jacob.
both
Okay.
Jacobs. I live with both Jacobs, and then Jared, who hasn't been on the podcast
Well, you
yet.
lived with both
Yeah.
Jacobs.
Yeah. Well.
Now you
Yeah.
won't be.
Right, now I get a new guy. We've been chatting with him. Should be interesting. But yeah, me going back to college will actually open up more people for me to interview on the podcast because, it's always interesting to talk to people about, like, what's your favorite movie or whatever. But the best thing to talk to people about is, like, their passion projects.
Mm-hmm.
So, I've got a couple people who I know have very cool stuff they like to do in their free time.
Mm-hmm.
So we can definitely hit up some of them and get cool interviews out of that.
No, for sure.
But
Oh, another like school move-in or whatever, back to school was the time I actually technically didn't go back to school, but I went to another school. I went and visited School of Mines and hung out with
true.
the boys over there for like a long weekend because they got like a snowstorm and I was like snowed in for like a
Yeah,
day.
you're like, well, you live here now.
Yeah.
Congrats.
I still need to come visit you guys.
Yeah,
Hey,
this year
there's gonna be a road trip
I'll
I
be
hear,
there.
so-
yeah,
Yeah.
so but I stayed with Jacob, Oz, and other Jacob, and slept on their comfortable chair unless you sleep in it, because then it's not very comfortable. And they didn't have extra blankets, so I had like this one little blanket that I like slept with.
They're terrible hosts.
Yeah, no, they are.
I'm a good host.
They are.
They're bad.
I mean, to be fair, they're college kids. They probably aren't expecting someone to come stay with them unless it's like their girlfriend, and even that, they aren't prepared for that.
Share a blanket at that point.
Yeah, but like it was fun.
Yeah.
But the nights just sucked because I got like probably over that weekend I got like a total of like 3 hours of sleep because I was just freezing.
Classic.
And uncomfortable.
Hey, if you come stay out with us, well, you're probably gonna sleep in a hotel, but I can get you a blanket if you really.
I'll
need
just
one.
sleep on the floor.
Yeah, perfect.
As long as I have a blanket, I'll be fine.
I have lots of blankets. I like to sleep warm.
I like to sleep cool, but not too cool.
So here's a quick go back to school story. When I was in my new dorm, this is last year, as my freshman year in college. One night, people come out. Or one night, I hear something from outside, so I crack the window, and it's just a bunch of like frat boys surrounding the building chanting, "We want Frosh." Frosh is the pre-freshman there. You have to do a certain amount of orientation things before you can become a proper freshman.
Okay.
Fun fact, Jacob never did them, so he's a perma-frosh.
Permafrost.
Have you just been saving that joke up for...
I didn't make that up.
Oh, that's a legit
he
thing.
legitimately is a perma-frosh.
Oh.
All right.
So I am not, because I did the things, because I participate. But they're chanting, "We want Frosh." They take all the Frosh who who are actually dumb enough to go outside with a bunch of drunk frat boys. Hello, that's me. Take us up. They make us run up a hill. There's like 2 miles to get to the top of this hill.
Uh-huh.
So I'm like getting there. I'm like, I'm dying. They start passing out like beers and stuff, and I'm like, I'm good, because I'm gonna have to run back down the hill. So they pass out beers and stuff. People are drinking, and they teach us all a bunch of songs, not official school songs, frat boy songs.
Ah.
So now I know some very offensive songs about our rival school.
Which
No, I'm
one's
not
that?
singing them on the podcast. I cannot.
No, which is your rival school?
Black Hill State. Trash. Absolute trash. If you're in Black Hill State and you're listening to this podcast, turn it off.
I got accepted to both
Or
of those schools.
keep it on,
Didn't go to
because we
either.
appreciate you.
Yeah.
Luke just doesn't.
Yeah, I just don't. So 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Yeah, that's it.
That's it. Josh, do you have any others that came
Drunk
to
frat
mind?
boys.
No, I don't know.
Cool.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
no.
What's next?
best of summer. I was like in the middle of trying to figure out a segue, and I just gave up. That's
Cool.
why I was like best of summer.
Speaking of great memories.
Summer. What was the best of your summer?
Yeah, just talking like all this. Now we're actually properly looking back at summer, right? This is the last podcast we're recording in person.
We still have like a couple weeks.
Of the summer, yes, but a summer break, not really.
Okay, fair.
So, like, what? Let's look back at your summer and rate it. How did you do?
Honestly, I thought this summer would be like all right, like nothing special.
Mhm.
It was actually pretty. On a scale of 1 to 10, it was probably a good, like solid 8 or 9. Like it was a good summer.
Looks good.
I was gonna think it was gonna be more like a 5 or a 6. So, yeah,
That a boy.
I don't know. I thought it was a good summer personally. We started a podcast. I enjoyed
We
this.
did.
So
Yeah.
Did we? Yeah, I think we did.
I'm
Did we start a podcast?
I don't know.
I know I started
forget a lot of
streaming.
things.
Well, somebody's
Starting-
listening to this, so.
Yeah.
All of you out there in the
FBI.
ether listening.
Oh, my brother's watching a movie next door.
Oh, I thought that was Thunder.
I thought it was Thunder too, and I'm like, it's not storming, and I'm like, oh wait, it's just my
I
brother.
left my pillow outside to air dry.
My brother has a smaller room than me, and he has stereo surround sound that literally rocks the floor and the walls of his room.
I can feel it in here, in the floor.
And you can feel it on the wall.
oh yeah.
This is great podcasting.
Like,
Well,
it's
just sitting with our
nuts.
hands on the wall.
But,
Wow.
yeah, so anyways,
If
back
you hear
to...
booming noises, that's that.
Yeah.
So, summer, right?
Wait, shh.
Oh no! I am
no.
so sorry.
We're sorry if you hear just deep booming. It's me going through puberty.
Blame it on my brother.
Hey guys. Hey
Oh.
guys.
All right,
What's going on?
Cheyenne, how was your summer?
It was
Rate
pretty good. Not gonna lie.
Where's the unpuberty switch? I think I
Can we
got
just
it.
have one podcast where nothing goes wrong? Like, it seems like every podcast we're like, all right, this is gonna be a good podcast. Like, nothing's gonna go wrong with the audio, and then something just like completely random, like,
Hey, Josh.
Just think we have
Josh.
lucky episode number 13 coming up.
Josh,
Yeah.
that's life.
Yeah, I know.
Life, you think you're going good, and then like a pigeon smacks you in the face, and then you get hit by a bus.
The problem
Like,
is-
it just happens.
The problem is, this is a life where nothing ever goes good. It's just like you keep getting hit in the face with a pigeon,
and then a bus.
and then a bus.
It's like the.
And then a bus with a pigeon painted on the front.
It's like one of those
And a
repeating gifts where like the person
the
just
loopy
gets
gifs.
where the person just gets smacked by a ball and then like gets back up and then starts walking and then gets smacked by a ball again.
My favorite, Schadenfreude. It's a German word that means taking pleasure from the misery of others.
Nice.
Thanks. But there's a quote that I want to share with you, Josh. It is, life sucks, and then you die.
I've heard that
Words
before.
to live by.
Um,
So keep those words in your heart tonight, listeners. Life
But-
sucks, and then you die.
but my summer was good. I guess I expected work to be harder, but it just became like a steady routine. It kind of sucked. Just working that many hours and not really having much of a life outside of it, but now it's dialed back. But I mean, I got my stream back up and running. I haven't streamed for a week and a half. Sorry, guys. But I went to Colorado with 2 of my friends. I wanted it to be more, but some of them weren't able to make it. But
If you book something next summer, I'll bend heaven and earth to get there.
cool. But that
I
was
just like
fun.
using big phrases today, apparently.
The drive was fun. The drive was nuts because we started at midnight, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna drive for a couple hours till I get tired, and then I'll like swap over with Carter and whatever, and we'll just like swap. And then I just ended up driving like all the way to like 3/4 of the way through Wyoming. So like,
Hold on.
yeah, like it was a point where like no one wanted to go to sleep because we were just chatting it up the entire car ride. So none of us were tired. So that was fun.
And then they all just collapsed the first night.
No, yeah, pretty much. We just hung out in hammocks that night.
Right.
But
Yeah, you really chilled that night.
yeah. But then the next day we went hiking and like almost died like 4 times. So that's cool.
Great way to start a vacation, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
like, and then the next night we went to a hot spring, and then after that we were like all super relaxed and just like ready to go home. So we headed back and stayed at my grandma's in the Black Hills, and then headed back. And it was an adventure. It was very enjoyable. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so I didn't really do anything big like that this summer, but I kind of, early in the summer, I kind of said, okay, I want to do something this summer. I don't want to have a 0 summer where nothing happens or nothing changes the whole summer. So I kind of had a 3-goal thing going on. One, there was this girl that I was pursuing that really didn't work out. Really, really didn't work
She
out.
didn't like him stalking her. It kind of got to a point where she...
She filed a restraining order. Please, if you're listening, take me back. That's a joke. I'm over it.
just because you said you were pursuing her, I had to...
Fair enough. Two,
Just for you that didn't get the sarcasm, there was no restraining order.
I'm not. Yeah,
It wasn't actually that.
Yeah, no.
It's not that bad.
Yeah.
2, there was this podcast, which I think has turned out quite well. You know, I just wanted to see where it was going, and I think it's turned out quite well. We have a small but loyal listenership, so we're obviously looking to grow that over this next year. And
Community.
3 is the professional wrestling thing, and it didn't look like it was going to turn out at one point, and it ended up working out. Wrestled a couple of matches now, and get back into it next summer. So I would say, all in all, it went really well, better than I was expecting.
See, when you were talking about like the wrestling thing, like you wanted to go and like you went to the camp or whatever, I'm like, oh, that's a cool hobby that you're doing. And then like now that it's actually like turned into something where you're doing like events and stuff and like having videos of like the stuff, even if it's like low budget stuff, it's still like bizarre to me because it was like I just thought it was like just like a little like I'm gonna go to a like wrestling summer camp sort of thing and then be done. But now it's actually evolved.
To
And
be
that's
fair,
cool.
for a long time during my life, which you've experienced, I would have big dreams and goals and then not actually do anything to follow through on them. And I told myself I wasn't going to do anything. I wasn't going to do that this summer. I didn't. I made this podcast. I went to the shows. I put in the work. I actually talked to the girl instead of just being like, boy, it would have been nice if she went out with me. I tried.
I mean, you guys did go out once.
Not officially.
Anyway,
It was more so
we
hanging
don't need to
out.
talk about it on the podcast.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just lame. But yeah, so I told myself this summer I'm gonna actually go after the stuff I want to do instead of just thinking about how cool it would be if it happened, and it really worked out for me. So that's been a bit of a way I've changed this summer, I guess.
Yeah, that's fair.
Anything else for you guys?
Well, I mean, I guess my goal for the summer was like, so I just broke up with my last girlfriend about 2 months before.
Your
summer.
last girlfriend, like ever?
Yeah.
No,
that's it.
like the previous girl I dated.
okay.
The one that was at camp, the camp of what do we
Yep.
call it, the camp of broken dreams or something
Yeah.
like that. Anyway,
Camp.
we had just broken up like 2
Some
months or so
broken
before
dreams.
summer
Camp
started, 2.5
X.
months. So I was like, you know what? I want to. It's gonna be a bro summer, you know. Like I'm just gonna have as much fun as I can. And I was expecting a fun summer. It was way more fun than I thought it would
You
be.
started the
though.
podcast. You started the band.
Yeah.
You finished your NASA thing.
Finished my NASA thing.
Going to
That was
NASA.
Well.
Yeah, I'm going to Ohio. I think I said that. Though.
Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
I think I said that.
I
on
think
the
you
podcast
mentioned
a couple
it.
weeks
Just
ago.
slightly less exciting because it's Ohio, but
Yeah, Cincinnati. I think
the
Glenn Research.
least terrible city in Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say Columbus is maybe the least terrible. Columbus seems pretty lit.
Columbus is all right.
All right.
Anyway,
I guess like now that we're like kind of done with talking about summer, like let's move on to something that can be done like summer and whatever camping trips. That was a really like
There was an
long-winded and like attempt. See,
Well,
it would have worked if it
I
like
was-
ended with either my camping story or your camping story.
Yeah,
it would
would've-
have. It would have
worked.
worked.
I was just gonna talk a bit about the camping that I did this weekend, and then it kind of came up anyway. We went horse camping, so my family's big into horses. If you didn't know, we kind of have other people's horses at our house. People pay for us to take care of them and stuff, because having a horse kind of expensive. Having land is really expensive. So
You
we have
a
land.
horse hotel.
Yeah, we sort of have a horse hotel, except the horses can't leave if they want to.
Oh,
It's
They
like,
do.
It's like
but
Hotel California.
you can check it out anytime you like, but you can never leave.
Yeah.
Nice.
Speaking of which, that apparently is a really good song to test out new headphones with
really?
because of all the
Different like
intricate
notes and
guitar
stuff?
parts and
Mhm.
stuff. So that might be the first song I listen to when I get my new headphones in. Because I ordered the same kind of headphones Cheyenne has, and they are super nice.
They're really, really comfortable.
Yeah.
Really good sound quality.
My little brother, if he ever borrows them, will just crank the bass up to maximum because he thinks that's what good music means.
It's just if your head vibrates, then that means that's good. It's good.
Yeah.
You should have them put on your tracks and like max the volume on a bass heavy song, so like the vibrations just drive him nuts.
Yeah.
Because like
I still need to glue those. They're broken.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
I need to glue them again.
Snapped him.
Or just buy a new pair.
See, this is why you never have money.
I have money.
Okay, but I know, but like,
It's in.
I feel like you're
it's out.
buying impulse control. It's just awful. Where you're like, I want it, bought.
Not as bad as
You
my
see
brother.
it, you want it, you bought it.
Well, the thing is
I
usually
like your hair.
usually
No one's gonna follow up the 7 rings.
Nope. Usually when I buy something, like I have this deal where I'll be like, oh, I have $100. What $100 thing can I buy, or what in there could I buy? But then I pursue something that I can use. I look for something that I would enjoy to have, not just something like, oh, I have the money for this and it's on sale, so I'm gonna buy it. It's like, but
Gotcha.
I don't have a use for it, you know. So like, yes, but also no.
See, the way I buy things is like, I don't, and then I like, oh boy, I need one of these things, and then I'll invest decent money into a quality one of those things because if I just buy a terrible one, then it's going to break and I'll need one again.
See, there was I don't remember who it was, but they had a Logic completely opposite of that with headphones, because they always bought Skull Candies because they were like cheaper, but they would buy like a new pair every month. And they're like, I don't want to spend like $150 on a pair of headphones when I could just buy these, and when they break, it's like cheap to replace them. And I'm like, but in like 4 months time or 6 months time, you've now invested the same amount into a pair of headphones that I've had for 3 years now. Like,
Yeah.
it's
So-
better quality too.
So I actually heard this, that actually kind of plays into this, I think it was a TEDx talk I was watching, but it's expensive to be poor,
Mm-hmm.
because because none of us are really like living in poverty.
No. No.
We all like don't have a ton of money, but we're all doing fine.
But this is also because we're like college
We're all
students.
we're all college age students, and we have a good future ahead of us. I think
Yeah.
all of us do.
Nah, mine's pretty dark.
Well, maybe
Okay,
you should
okay,
turn on the
audience.
lights.
Okay.
Put your hand, close your eyes, put your hand in front of your eyes. Giant's future is darker.
Shut off all the lights in the
Yes. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I'm like sitting pretty okay. Like, I mean, I only have two 32-inch curved monitors, good
room. You can just stop.
mic,
It's okay.
Oh, God,
Cheyenne's doing
stream deck.
fine.
I am flexing.
Yeah.
A giant TV behind us that doesn't work.
It
I'm-
doesn't work. Yeah.
I'm poor, but like I have a good job lined up. Like if I want a job at this company after I graduate, I'm pretty sure I've got it.
No, I'm curious. Like, what's considered poor though? Because it's not like you're poor.
Right.
You just.
I mean, I don't have a lot of money.
you don't have a lot of. You have enough money to get by.
Right. I don't have a lot of disposable income.
What qualifies you to be
We-
below the poverty line?
Yeah.
in the United
Oh boy,
States?
it'd be something we'd have to research. But
I just know.
Like,
that's-
I'm just
yeah.
curious. Like, your thoughts on it. Like, do you actually think that you yourself are poor, or just you're just. I don't know. Like, you don't-
monetarily, I don't have a ton of disposable income, so I have to be careful about what I spend it on. But like, I'm not starving, right? I'm not
you can
in
afford
danger
the
of losing a
necess-
place to live.
You can afford the
Right.
necessities.
And I'm investing basically the rest of my money into a college education, which, you know, assuming I pass through college, is a good investment because it can get me fancy engineering jobs where I can start at $75,000 a year out of college. Like, that'd be great. And then I can go from there. But like, yeah, what was the point of this whole discussion? None of us are poor, but
No, I was just curious, like, your thoughts and
Oh, yeah.
possibly your thoughts on like what it means to be like poor, especially at our age. Like, what do you consider poor for like our
honestly,
age?
I consider it's sort of more of a trajectory at our age. Because my money is, I have money, right? I'm not in debt, which makes me richer than most Americans. However, college, I'm soon going to run out of money and go into debt, which is fine. It's an investment. But I'm pursuing a degree, doing well in it. I have a goal and plans for my life. So I would say I'm on an upward trajectory overall in life. It's relative what that means to everyone. Right? But I'm not, all due respect to people who are, but I'm not working at McDonald's and having no education and no plans to improve myself further in the future. There is points in my future I can look forward to and be like, all right, this is when I'll be making more money, and this is when I'm going to be accomplish this. I have accomplishments ahead of me and not just endless drudgery of the same thing day after day.
And I don't know. I feel like there's also like the difference between being like poor and wealthy, and then also being successful.
Sure, I think
Because-
mine might be more successful, but
Because I would. Well, the thing is, I don't really care if I'm like poor or rich per se. More if I'm successful, and what I mean by successful is if I'm happy, if I'm content with my life. And I'd rather see, and I would be content with like a small house and just kind of just like living. I mean, I like the simple things in life. Like Luke knows, I guess you would probably know. Some of the simplest things just bring me the most joy.
it's true.
So
That's good. But like personally, I find it hard to be content in a moment. I always want to be striving towards something or progressing towards some goal. Right? So if I do the same thing for 2 weeks, I'm like, all right, I'm bored. What am I working for? If a job isn't working towards a goal to me, it's a little less like meaningful. Because when I was working towards getting my Transformers built at this company, I was like all in on it. Like I would work. People would have to remind me that it's 5 o'clock. You need to go home. Right? And if I'm doing like something meaningless, I'll just be like, click, click, click. Like this is dumb. Click, click. Like I'll be checking the clock every 5 minutes or whatever. If I'm working toward a goal that I like or that I'm invested in, I'll work all day.
maybe I should rephrase that. Maybe being successful is having worth,
Having a sense of purpose.
having a sense of purpose. Yeah.
Pun intended.
Pun not intended.
Okay.
And then, so maybe you're not necessarily content, but that's because you're striving for more, and that's your sense of purpose. It's
See,
not that you're
I can be
unhappy.
content if I'm working towards something.
Yeah. And maybe that's how you are content, is by working towards better, bigger, better, and greater.
I refuse to be stagnant, I should say.
Yeah. No, I agree. I'm the same way. I'm looking for new ways to, like new things to explore. Like starting a podcast, starting a band. I tried YouTube for a while, stuff like that.
How are
going
the
to college.
YouTube videos going, by the way?
I haven't. Oh, for our channel?
Yeah.
I kind of quit those just because
That makes sense.
I have enough other things going on top. And then I was like,
That's kind of what we thought too, but
It's like-
you were dedicated to
I
it.
wanted to make YouTube videos. I did. And the thing is, I want to get this podcast working. So
Well, it's working.
And it is working.
I just
Thanks,
want
Kiris.
to keep working at getting the podcast
Yeah.
better.
Yeah.
And see, we're all kind of the same in that aspect. So I think with the three of us working together toward this goal, that this podcast, we will be absolutely sure to make this podcast the absolute best we can. We want to have great content, great interviews. We want to be able to get it out to you on a good schedule. It might not work this week, we'll see. But the three of us are, obviously we're not content right now with where the podcast is. We want to keep going. We want to grow the listener base. Anything you can do to help us in that goal would be great. Share us. Even just chat on Twitter, whatever you want to do.
Speaking of like getting the podcast up on time and like it might not being possible as we're recording Sunday and it's supposed to go out
Sunday
in
evening at 9
3
o'clock.
hours. Last week, the reason the video was delayed so long was because the first time I tried to export it, I like went to compress it and it was like, oh, it's gonna be 544 megabytes, and I'm like, I can up the quality and get a little bit more room. So I changed the quality slider from 80 up to like 90 or 95 or something like that. And then it's like estimated file size 844 megabytes. I'm like, sweet. So I hit export. Then it took like a day and a half. And then finally, like, I went to go, like, pull it onto my phone and then upload it. And I did that, and it said the file size was 45.6 gigabytes. And I was like, how did it become bigger than the original file size when I went to compress it? So I had to essentially figure out why that happened, re-export it, and of course, the day that it happened, I'm like, oh shoot, I don't have time to figure this out because I have to go to work. So then the next day, I woke up and then worked on my table and then went to work and then was reminded, hey, when's the video going up? And I'm like, oh no, I forgot about that. So then I exported it and then got it up and everything was fine. Eventually.
But yeah, so sorry about that. Sorry about this week.
Hey, the YouTube video should go up Monday.
Okay.
Sometime Monday.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
All
I'll
right.
get it.
All
I'll
right.
get it exporting like right afterwards. I'll try.
Yeah, but we really appreciate all you guys' support. Like I was saying, even if we're late sometimes, we're not promising to be perfect. There are no perfect people. And if there were, it's not us three.
No.
But we
Maybe
are
Josh, he's
on-
all right. But
I'm.
me and
No.
Shannon are pretty screwed up.
No, I'm a far from. Anyway,
Yeah,
but
so
we are on a slow, steady upward trajectory.
it's true. And we want to
So
accelerate it if we can, but maintaining it is most important. So
Mhm.
thank you guys for listening each and every week. Those of you who listen each and every week, it's awesome. Those of you who haven't listened yet or are just turning in for the first time, welcome. We're really glad you're here. We hope we're entertaining to you. If there's anything we can do to be more entertaining, or if there's something we should stop doing because it's really not entertaining, let us know. But
Email, Twitter, Discord, spam it in my stream chat.
scream it from the rooftops until the Ravens call back.
Yep.
They'll let us know.
So
But with all that said, are you something?
I say I feel like this should be a
Yeah.
good spot to end.
Yeah. With all that said,
That was our camping segment, guys.
yeah. Thanks for. Well, I mean, look. It may have been our camping set. It may not have been specifically about camping, but I should say it got pretty intense.
Oh my god.
And with all that said, thank you for coming to Experimental Reality. Yeah, I lost. I don't have my notes.
You don't have your
You
notes.
can follow us on Twitter at ERPod. You can check us out on YouTube, Spotify, Podbean,
Google Play Music,
Google Play Music, Mixer,
iTunes.
iTunes. Are we on Mixer?
No, we're not.
We're not on Mixer. Don't look for us on Mixer. You can check us out
On Discord.
on Discord.
You can find
It's in
that
the description of
of our
stuff.
YouTube videos and
This ending is such a
Find it on
mess.
Twitter.
Come back next week for more experimental content. We're experimenting with a new ending, and it's not working.
It's not.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We love you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We love you.
Bye.
Stop this.